Fucking with Trey.
Get that paper, told that Glock, that's how we live. Yeah, my life's a game, I pray I don't get killed. They can't believe I got the guap, this shit for real. Can't accept the fact my brother gone, I wanna kill. Yeah, I can't go for that shit don't sit right. Instead of cabin to the old nigga, I know what you live like. Ain't worried about all, just fuck these hoes and live life. I go on the drill, I'm smart enough, you got no.
With Hinata and Mad Dog going to a beach, we see them working on their own special training. The reason for these two being the main offensive forces of Alba Josai so far was due to their explosion. But if Hinata wanted to go further, for each of them, they needed to evolve to new heights. In the scorching sun, Hinata, the copycat prodigy, and Mad Dog, the fiery winged spiker, began their intensive 2-week beach volleyball training. As Hinata was known for mimicking his idols, and he observed Mad Dog's aggressive plays and adaptability in order to incorporate these traits into his own style. As Mad Dog, with his own hot-headed nature, quickly realized that he needed discipline and technique, as Hinata's relentless energy pushed him to refine his skills. Their days were filled with grueling drills, from precision serves to dynamic spikes, as Hinata's agility and quick thinking complemented Mad Dog's power and determination, creating a synergy that the two would need for their upcoming matches. As the sun set on the sandy court each day, sweat drenched, and they were exhausted as the duo found rhythm that transcended individual talent. Through setbacks and breakthroughs, Hinata and Mad Dog forged a bond and also a rivalry, pushing each other to new heights. The crashing waves became their soundtrack, pushing each of them to dig deeper, jump higher, strategize smarter. By the end of the 2-week journey, they had emerged not just better players, but a formidable duo ready to conquer those in their way. And all of this is when the two of them would return, as Mad Dog would be an even better teammate to those on Alba Josai. He still didn't really talk to them, but he was also willing to really work with them. And by this time, Ushijima and Tendo were also adjusted to the team because they had a few practice matches. However, all of this was cut short due to Hinata being invited to a training camp for the young prodigies, as he of course accepts, and when he goes, he notices how all of them are so incredible, meaning that this was the perfect place for him to evolve his own copy abilities. As much of his training, well, we don't really get to see, and he returns visibly stronger due to putting on more muscle, and the air around him also seemed to shift differently. But he was calm as ever, telling his team that it was about time that they won nationals. When it does begin, they enter the grand arena to see so many incredible teams there as well. Then, they would also see how beautiful the courts are, learning that their first match was against Tsubakihira Academy. As the team heads to the court, and in the electrifying first match of the Spring National Tournament, Alba Josai found themselves grappling with an unexpected challenge as they struggle to navigate past a vast array of options at their disposal. And when returning the ball, they also don't know who to send it to. Their sheer wealth of talent and versatility among their players, including the likes of Hinata. Well, you would also have Ushijima and Mad Dog, which created a sort of a dilemma and abundance on the court, as Oikawa had so many options. But then, it seemed that their latent potential and cohesive synergy began to shine through. Led by Mad Dog, as unpredictability left the opponents guessing for how he would play, and he was also used as a decoy several times. Iwazumi then began to use his tactical finesse, as the team gradually would find their rhythm. The players seamlessly complemented each other's strengths, transitioning from the initial state that they were playing in to almost a flawless gameplay, which had shocked the crowd. And with precision sets from Oikawa, facilitating the explosive spikes from Ushijima, Hinata, and Mad Dog, the team would overcome anything that was in front of them. Their metamorphosis from a team struggling at the beginning to a team who was dominating on the court. Now everyone else could see it. This was the true strength of Alba Josai, but it seemed as if everyone hadn't seen anything yet. With them winning their first match, they wondered what it would be like to face a super team that they would be playing next. Not only was their offense pretty scary, but the defense of Tendo and Hinata was unbreakable. Learning who they would face next, being the Mia twins, caused Hinata to smile. Remembering one of them from the camp, he says that his abilities are very unique as he's creative, but his mind is unpredictable. He can also change how he plays in an instant to fit around all of his spikers. He calls him the ultimate adaptive setter, but he says Oikawa will defeat him as long as the right conditions are met. His team would also question this, but Hinata says that they'll just have to wait and see once their match does begin. The crowd soon buzzed with anticipation, knowing that they were in for a thrilling showdown between the two powerhouse teams. Inarizaki High, known for their dynamic and unpredictable plays, came out strong in the first set, with the Mia twins, Atsumu and Osamu, orchestrating the offense flawlessly, leaving Alba Josai scrambling to keep up. Asumu's precise sets and Osamu's powerful spikes kept the pressure on, allowing Inarizaki to take an early lead. But Alba Josai, led by their determined captain and setter Oikawa, refused to back down. Despite the Mia twins' impressive plays, Oikawa remained calm and focused, distributing sets with pinpoint accuracy to his teammates. Iwazumi, the vice captain, then stepped up his defense, digging the hard hits and blocking crucial shots. As the coach of Alba Josai wanted to change the strategy to better suit Oikawa, but Hinata told him not to. This is what their opponents would want them to do, so they can't play into their hands, they just need to keep playing how they are. As the first set had progressed, Inarizaki's captain Kita showcased his leadership on the court, motivating his team with his calm energy and strategic plays. And Oijiro, known for his impeccable timing, was able to disrupt the opponent's rhythm with his own spikes, as it also made it difficult for Alba Josai to defend. Suna, Inarizaki's imposing blocker, would dominate the net, shutting down Alba Josai's attacks, forcing players like Ushijima, the spiker and the ace of Alba Josai, to find a new way to move around him. Unleashing more powerful spikes, he was able to get through time and time again, and Ushijima showed off the fruits of his own training with Oikawa, as they were also able to perform their own quick freak attack. This caught everyone off guard, especially Hinata, with how much power that it produced. Still, there was more Alba Josai had up their sleeve, as Mad Dog, the explosive wing spiker, produced a much needed spark to his team, with his quick reflexes, scoring crucial points time and time again. Soon, it would hit Hinata what he needed to do. In his mind, as he sees what he stands in front of, he focused. This was it. He stood in front of a gate with his hand out, but he stopped himself. It's not time yet. Just a little bit longer till he's here with me. This is when Hinata would turn around in his mind, seeing Oikawa breathing heavily due to the intensity of this match. It seemed he was going into overdrive to make sure everyone had the perfect set every time. But he just needed one final push in order to reach the zone. And here it was, with Inarizaki winning the first set. We see Oikawa begin to break down, not wanting to lose and go home. Nationals was right in front of him. This was his only chance, and it was slipping away from him due to his own faults. Despite their initial dominance, Alba Josai refused to be outdone, as with each next rally, the intensity on the court grew. Both teams fought tooth and nail for every point. Oikawa's strategic plays and Iwazumi's unwavering defense, Tendo's powerful blocks, Ushijima's unstoppable spikes, Mad Dog's dynamic plays, and Hinata's adaptability all came together in a symphony of teamwork and determination. As soon the Mia twins try to break through with a super play, but Oikawa is there to get the receive, which shocks everyone. But not only that, Hinata jumped in the air, spiking it through with ease. This is when Atsumu tells everyone that it wasn't just a receive, it was a perfect set as well, as we see Oikawa entering the zone, and Hinata smiles, pushing through the gates of the door as well. But as it's shown in his mind, he wasn't alone when walking through, as Oikawa was on his left. But then he sees Ushijima forcing the zone open as well, with his eyes glowing purple. This was the triple threat of Alba Josai, and now it could be on full display. In a breathtaking turnaround, Alba Josai clawed their way back in the match. Fueled by their unwavering spirit, the second set saw a fierce battle between the two teams, and with Alba Josai finally seizing momentum and emerging victorious. As the third and final set began, Abajosai continued to dominate because of Oikawa having the two perfect outlets, Hinata and Ushijima. As Hinata showed off many of his new techniques that he had copied, making sure the Mia twins understood the difference in their gifts. Abajosai then advanced to the next round, as we would see them face off Nekoma. But if I'm being honest, they stood no chance at all against them, even with their incredible defense and strategies. It was just too much for them. This means they would face Kamo Medai, but then they would also be defeated due to their roster not having enough depth as well. As from this point on, Abajosai fought their way all the way to the finals, where they would win in 3 hard-fought sets. But this was it. All of their third years began to tear up, seeing the crowd cheer. This was the moment that they had worked for so long. Everything had ended here. And they were satisfied. They were happy. It felt like they could finally rest, even if it was just for a moment, with some of them falling to their knees, embracing each other, as this was something so special. As the coach himself would even tear up, noting that his third years had really accomplished it. They had did their best, and it had paid off. And he had to give credit where it was due to their younger players who had carried on so many burdens throughout their season. This was their doing as well, so he had to thank them. But Hinata stood, wondering what would come next. As this is kind of the end, I'm going to make my own extended story for like an extra special, so be ready for that. This is Zero, and I'll catch you all on the next one.